The first thing we're going to do is change our workspace. To do that, we need to go up to the window menu, go to Workspace, and we're going to change this to Digital Publishing. There we go. Now we've got a useful set of panels, including states and buttons. Now we're going to place 3 images in our document. I'm just picking up these 3. I open them up. My cursor is loaded with all 3, and I'm just going to drag across 4 columns here and drop my first picture in. I'm going to line up the second one so it lines up exactly with the first and place it exactly on top. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the third one, like so. Okay, so now I've got my 3 images, and I'm just going to select all 3 by dragging over them. And then I'm going to go to the Object States menu and choose a new state. You can see here that I can have all 3 states in here, state 1, state 2, state 3, and I'm just going to name this poster states, like so. Okay, so now what we need to do is close this down and open up buttons and forms, and I'm going to use a sample button and form, which you can access through the little drop down here. I'm just going to scroll down to the bottom and find 2 simple little grey arrows. Okay, I'm going to place one here, and then I'm going to place the opposing one on the other side. And InDesign very carefully helps me line these up. There we are. And then I'm just going to click on this one. I'm going to close this down so I haven't got too much stuff open. And I'm going to the Buttons and Forms panel, and you can see here I've already got an action. So I'm going to remove that because I don't want it to go to the next page. I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to go to Previous State. There we are. Now I'm going to choose the second button. Again, I'm going to remove this action already applied, and I'm going to go to Next State, like so. Then I can preview this. This is a little preview button, so if I click here, it'll show a preview. If your preview doesn't work, you may have to export. That does happen sometimes. And you can see here that my buttons work, and they just keep rotating round and round. However, if I wanted it to stop when I got back to the beginning, I can just edit my button. And you can see here that I'm going to stop at the first, stop at the last, preview again, like so. And this time it will only go to the end, won't go any further, and back, like so. So that all works. Now we don't have to just use buttons that are ready-made. We can make anything we like into a button. So I'm just going to position this up here for now, and I'm going to show you the same exercise again, but this time we're going to make our own buttons. So I'm just going to go to File and choose Place again. I'm going to import the same 3 images, 1, 2, 3, and open. And then I'm going to position them in just the same way as I did the first time, one exactly on top of the other. Notice I'm using my guides to make sure that my page stays nice and neat. There goes the second one. And here we have the third one. And once again, once I've got these in, like that, I'm going to just select over and make this into an object state. So I'm just going to select this corner. There we go. Go to my object states, and I'm going to make a new state. This time I'm going to call it something different. I'm going to call it gallery, I think. Oops, there we go. Type in the word gallery. This is so it's differentiated from the other multi-state. If you name things, it makes things an awful lot easier in the long run. Now I'm going to place the same 3 images again. 1, 2, 3, and open. And this time I'm going to just make them 1 column wide. So these are going to act like little thumbnail buttons. So I'm just placing them 1 column apart. And again, because I'm using the column guides, everything just looks so much neater. So I'm using the selection tool here. I'm going to click on this first image, and then I go to buttons and forms, and I'm going to convert this into a button. Okay, at the moment it's not a button, but now it is. And I'm going to add an action, and I'm going to go to state this time. Okay, and I can choose which state I'm going to. So I'm choosing the one that matches the thumbnail, doing the same again with this one. Okay, go to state, this time it's state number 2. And I'm just going to repeat that process for the third image. Add an action, go to state, and this time I'm going to choose state number 3. Oh no, sorry, number 1. And then I'm going to preview this. Now I've actually made a mistake, and this is why we choose to preview our work, so we can see where our errors are. Now, as you can see here, this one will cycle through, but then when I click on my new little thumbnails, you'll notice that I've got the wrong multi-state actioning. Okay, so it's very easy to correct this. All I need to do is click on the first image, and you can see here, this is where the mistake came in. I just need to change that to gallery states and change the state number, gallery states again, and change that to state number 2, and gallery states and state number 1. There we are. And then if we just quickly preview this, hopefully now, there we have it. It works perfectly. Okay, and that's basically how you make buttons in InDesign